I was ready to start, and I realized I hadn't put a shirt on. I didn't do a video yesterday because I actually did it the night before, almost midnight, or 11:11 actually. And I didn't put a shirt on all day yesterday, and I was ready to start here this morning and looked at the image in the screen, and I didn't have a shirt on yet. And so I quickly grabbed one off the back of the chair and put it on. It's, during the warmer weather, I keep my air conditioner set really high. It's in the low 80s actually, just enough to take the humidity out of the air a little bit. And I don't usually wear much more than a pair of shorts. That's pretty much all I have on during the day when I'm here alone. So anyway, I was in a very different place over the weekend, as I'll share a little bit this morning. The title is Earth Angels Must Deal with Mundane Matters. My focus through the weekend was deeply spiritual and introspective. I cannot say that I did not think about the legal issues and the upcoming court date, but that was not my emphasis. I was listening to music a lot, mostly Jackie Evancho. It was, as indicated in my last video, like hearing the angels. And that is how I felt. Today, however, I do need to focus on the court once again, handling matters of importance. No matter how spiritual we like to feel, we still have to deal with material world issues. And that is spiritual too. As I've said before, the will of God for me is to deal with whatever is in front of me. I think at this point, I have listened to every available video with Jackie Evancho in it that's on YouTube. I can't tell you how many there are, but there are a lot, and I don't know that I've missed any of them at all that have been posted. And I even signed up for her webpage, and I don't sign up for a lot of web pages. I just don't have time to look at a lot of them, but this little girl is really special, and she holds a special place now in my heart. It's funny because I had heard her previous to this weekend, and yeah, I thought she was good, but I wasn't drawn to the degree that I was to just listen over and over to some of the songs and to listen to everything that was put up online. She has such poise and such grace about her. Her total energy just resonates deeply with me and where I am. And I so appreciate having a weekend like I had this weekend of just focusing on music. That's been my primary focus. And I'm going to make it a point to spend more time listening to music. It's not that I never listen to music, but some people have, like when I drive in my car, for example, I don't have the radio on most of the time. I don't need a lot of background noise in my world. I know Dr. Mary, she always had the television running 24 hours a day. And I mean, when I'd go and talk with her, of course, she would either mute the volume or shut the TV off. But she needed background noise. She wanted to, and I talked with her about it. It was so that she didn't feel alone. And I don't use media in quite the same way. Now, granted, when I do videos on YouTube, I don't like videos that I have to read. I mean, it bothers me that people put up videos where all I do is scroll words. And some of the scenery and some of the work that goes into them is really nice. But when I watch a video, I like to be able to multitask, and I've said that before. and answer emails and maybe not focus 100%, but have it hear what either the music or the voice is saying. I don't like to have to read videos. But anyway, that's another whole matter. But this weekend I was listening and actually watching a lot of Jackie, and just stunningly amazed at this soul that we have been gifted with. And if you haven't listened to any of her videos yet, I encourage you to do so. Even if you don't like opera or her style of music. I mean, it left me spellbound and touching spheres of spiritual dimensions that I absolutely needed to enrich and feed my soul. But today I do have to get back, and I started yesterday on my Metagroup's calendar, and did a whole bunch of work yesterday, and have a lot of things updated on the calendar, and I have to prepare the weekend events page as my normal routine on Monday. But I do have issues regarding the court, because there is a date set. I didn't think I was going to have to go at all until I got the letter on Friday from the judge, and I didn't see it till the end of the business day. But I do need to follow up. I was going to rush. When I got the thing, my first thought was to rush and do a Title 42 lawsuit in federal court against the judge and against others in the matter, and rush that forward. But in second thought, over the weekend, Saturday and yesterday, that's not going to be the course that I'm going to take. There are other things that I'm going to do in regard to the court. And I may end up going on Wednesday, and there's still a possibility, depending on what happens today and tomorrow, that I can get it pushed back or redirected to a different court and a different judge. I really, really am tired, after over 7 years, this is the 8th year, of dealing with legal issues and dealing with courts that are corrupt. And I almost feel like I'm compromising my soul to even focus on these things at all. And yet, Spirit is telling me again and again that what I'm doing has to be done. And if not me, who? Now, there are others, obviously, that are tackling these legal issues. But the problem in this world is one of a corrupt financial system, and the corruption has reached into every other avenue of our lives. Nothing is truthful in the system. The matrix is built on lies, and it's a fabric of deception. And I know that there are those that see the world splitting. And that may be, in fact, how this ascension process happens. That the world splits, and the people that are ready to ascend go on into a higher dimensional reality and plane of existence, whereas those that are not prepared and not ready are left behind to deal with their karmic issues and to deal with the deceptive world of the matrix. But my heart just cannot totally embrace that idea of ascension. It just cannot be nonchalant and non-caring about those that would be left behind in such a scenario. All souls, to me, are valuable and worth loving and worth redeeming. All souls, even Lucifer's soul. You see, I don't see anything as separate from God, even though that we have been given free will as sentient beings to put our focus where we want, even if we want to focus on being separated. That's never a reality. Never a reality from God's perspective. Because God cannot separate himself, herself, itself from the material world that has been created. Because nothing is made apart from God. Nothing. God did create the Matrix. Oh, you say, but Ron, he didn't. God only creates good. He doesn't create evil. Well, you haven't read the Bible then, have you? I create good and I create evil. It says in the Bible. That's the Song of Moses, Deuteronomy chapter 32, if memory serves me correctly. And it's referred to, there are other references also in the Old Testament along the same line in the prophets. In any case, my heart beats for even the judges and the attorneys and the bankers and the politicians and the liars, and they're all liars. My heart yearns to see even them set free. And yes, there are times that I pray for them, just like I pray for my friends that are hurting, because nobody can live in a false reality without wounding their own soul, without doing damage to their own spirit. Nobody can embrace the lies that are being embraced without hurting themselves and others. And I'm so tired of living in a world where hurting and fear and suffering are so predominant in the human experience. I fully believe that if good men and women with conscience and with soul and of spirit, men and women whose desire it is to serve others equally with themselves, not even superior, but that they recognize that what I do to others, I'm doing to me. And it's not just looking out for number one, as the Matrix teaches us. It's looking out for all of us. If we would put men and women in positions of power in this world, as it is, without moving it to a different dimension or anything like that, just put the leadership on a higher plane, on a higher level, people would wake up faster. And every soul would be able to discover that each of us is loved. And each of us would have a chance to make better choices and not have to live in the pig pen of pain and suffering. And it is a pig pen. It is a pig pen in a far country where we demean ourselves and belittle ourselves and sacrifice the higher nature for the lower experience. I'd so much like to live in a world where I could work with my partner, that I don't even know who she is yet, to demonstrate to every soul that they are loved, to let every soul be touched with the angelic voices, like Jackie's voice. I'd so much like to see a world where love and peace, instead of fear, predominate. And that has been my dream for virtually all of my life since I was a teenager. At least I've been aware of that. But today I go back to dealing with the court issues and the issues that are at hand. And I'm trusting and asking you for prayer and your support so that I can touch the lives of people that I have to deal with in the court system, and perhaps bring a note of change, a note of higher influence, an energy of higher influence even into the courts, because we need to change every aspect of our culture if we're going to create heaven on earth. And that is my dream. Not to get out of here, not to escape, but to transform the world. So I deal with mundane matters, but they are spiritual. Everything to me is, because all is part of God. God is all that is. Thank you for listening. Namaste.